Most people today have a clear picture of what it means to be blessed. A good job, financial security, comfort, popularity, a life that looks successful from the outside. We scroll through social media and see smiling faces, vacations, achievements, and applause, and we quietly assume that blessing means having more, feeling good, and being admired. But when Jesus spoke about blessing, he meant something very different. In Luke chapter 6, Jesus looked at a crowd filled with the sick, the poor, the hungry, and the rejected, and he called them blessed, not because their lives were easy, not because they were comfortable, but because their hearts were open to God. Jesus said the poor were blessed because the kingdom of God belonged to them, not because poverty itself is good, but because those who know they are empty are often the most ready to be filled by God. When you realize you cannot rely on yourself, you finally learn to rely on Him. Jesus said those who hunger are blessed, not just those who lack food, but those who hunger for meaning, righteousness, and truth. A hunger like that creates space for God to work, to shape, and to satisfy the soul in ways the world never can. He said those who weep are blessed. In a world that tells us to hide pain and pretend everything is fine, Jesus honors tears. He reminds us that grief is not weakness, and sorrow does not mean failure. It often means we care deeply, love sincerely, and long for something better. Then Jesus said something even more challenging. He said people are blessed when they are rejected, mocked, or excluded because of Him. Today, approval is everything. We want to be liked, accepted, and praised. But Jesus warned that chasing applause can slowly pull us away from truth. That is why He also spoke warnings, not to condemn, but to wake us up. He warned those who are rich and comfortable, not because wealth is evil, but because comfort can make us forget our need for God. He warned those who laugh now, not because joy is wrong, but because shallow pleasure can distract us from eternal purpose. And He warned those who are praised by everyone, because popularity often comes from blending in rather than standing firm. Jesus was teaching a truth we still struggle to accept today. A blessed life is not defined by what we have, but by who we trust. It is not measured by comfort, but by closeness to God. And it is not proven by applause, but by faithfulness. In modern life, we often reverse these values. We chase security instead of surrender. We seek comfort instead of character. We value approval more than obedience. And without realizing it, we start living by the world's definition of success instead of Jesus's definition of blessing. But Jesus invites us to see differently. He invites us to bring our hunger to Him, to bring our weakness, our tears, and our questions, to stop pretending we have it all together and admit our need for grace. Because the kingdom of God does not belong to the impressive, it belongs to the humble. Being blessed does not mean life will be easy. It means you are never alone. It means God sees you, walks with you, and is shaping something eternal within you, even when the world cannot see it. So today, the question is not whether your life looks blessed. The question is whether your heart is aligned with Jesus. Because when God defines blessing, it is not about having more. It is about becoming more dependent on Him, more rooted in truth, and more alive in purpose. That is what Jesus meant when He said, "Blessed